In the last few videos, you've talked a lot about motion and various physical quantities associated with it. Now it's time we put our learning to practice. So in this video, we'll solve some easy and some mildly difficult problems on everything that we've learned so far. So without wasting a single second, let's go! So our first problem is pretty simple. A car travels the first 20 kilometers of its journey at a constant speed of 40 kilometers per hour, and then the next 20 kilometers of its journey at a constant speed of 60 kilometers per hour. We are supposed to find the average speed of the car for the entire duration of its journey. So I want you to pause the video here and try solving this question yourself. Take some time and try to get the right answer. The correct answer to this question is 48 kilometers per hour. So let's quickly see the solution now. According to the problem, the car travels the first 20 kilometers of its journey at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Let's draw a diagram and represent it. Similarly, the question says that the car travels the next 20 kilometers of its journey at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. So let's assume that the time taken by the car to cover the first half of its journey is T1 hours, and the time taken by the car to cover the second half of its journey is T2 hours. Now, we know that average speed is nothing but total distance covered divided by total time taken. So in this problem, the total distance covered is nothing but 20 plus 20 or 40 kilometers, and the total time taken is simply T1 plus T2 hours. So all we need to do is find the value of T1 and T2, substitute them in this equation, and ultimately we'll get our average speed. So how do we find T1 and T2? Well, for that, we need to solve the problem in parts or sections. So in the first section of the journey, the problem says that the speed was constant at 40 kilometers per hour. So we can use the average speed formula only for the first section. So if we use that, we get average speed for the first section is nothing but distance covered in the first section divided by time taken in the first section. So this can be replaced with the values, which comes out to be 40 is equal to 20 divided by T1. Now 40 here is the speed, 40 kilometers per hour. 20 here is the distance covered, which is 20 kilometers, and T1 is the time in hours. So solving this, we get the value for T1 as 1 by 2 hours. Similarly, we can use the average speed formula for the second section as well. So we get average speed in the second section equal to distance covered in the second section divided by time taken in the second section. Replacing them with the values, we get 60 is equal to 20 divided by T2. Now 60 here is the speed, 60 kilometers per hour. 20 once again is the distance covered in the second section, which is 20 kilometers. And T2 is the time taken in hours. Solving for T2, we get the value as 1 by 3 hours. So we have obtained the values of T1 and T2 independently. So what do you think is the value of T1 plus T2? Well, it's nothing but 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 or 5 by 6 hours. So the average speed for the entire duration, which was nothing but total distance covered upon total time taken, comes out to be 40 divided by 5 by 6. And the final result is nothing but 48 kilometers per hour. Great. Let's see the next question now. So one morning, Jill was riding her bicycle. She rode at a speed of 9 kilometers per hour for the first 10 minutes of her journey. Now the question is that at what speed should Jill ride for the next 20 minutes so that her average speed for the entire journey comes out to be 12 kilometers per hour. Now the language of the question might appear a little difficult to some of you, but the question is really easy to solve. So I want you to take some time and try getting the right answer. So, did you get it? Well, the correct answer to this question is 13.5 kilometers per hour. If you got it right, then congratulations. Otherwise, let's see how we arrived at this answer. So once again, before we use any formula or write any equation, let's draw a diagram that describes the entire motion of Jill. So according to the problem, Jill traveled at a constant speed of 9 kilometers per hour for the first 10 minutes. So let's represent that in our diagram. After that, Jill traveled for the next 20 minutes at an unknown speed. Let's represent that in the diagram as well. And finally, the problem says that the average speed for the entire journey came out to be 12 kilometers per hour. So here, let's assume that the distance traveled by Jill in the first part of her journey was d1 kilometers, and the distance traveled by Jill in the second part of her journey was d2 kilometers. And the speed at which Jill traveled the second half was equal to v2 kilometers. So the value of v2 is what we are supposed to find in this problem. So now that we have described our problem diagrammatically, let's begin solving it. So we know that total distance divided by total time is the average speed. The problem has already given us the value of average speed for the entire journey, which is 12 kilometers per hour. On top of that, the problem has also given us the value of total time taken, which is nothing but 10 minutes plus 20 minutes or 30 minutes of total time. Now converting this to hours, we get 0.5 hours. So substituting these values in the equation, we can calculate the value of total distance, which is nothing but 12 multiplied by 0.5 or 6 kilometers. Now the total distance is nothing but the sum of distances traveled by Jill in the two parts or the two sections of a journey. So 6 is essentially equal to d1 plus d2. Now what is the value of d1? Well, we can calculate d1 by applying the average speed formula only in the first section or the first part of Jill's journey. So once we do that, the equation that comes out is nothing but 9 is equal to d1 upon 10 by 60. Now here, 9 is the speed in the first part, which is 9 kilometers per hour. Time taken is 10 minutes, and once we convert it to hours, we get 10 by 60. So the value of d1 that we ultimately get is 1.5 kilometers. So what is the value of d2? Well, it's very easy to calculate. It's 6 minus 1.5 or 4.5 kilometers. So now that we know the value of d2, we can easily calculate the value of v2, which is nothing but d2 divided by 20 by 60. Now how did I get this expression? Well, you see, the distance covered in the second part or the second section of Jill's journey was d2 kilometers, and the time taken for that was 20 minutes. Converting 20 minutes to hours, we get 20 by 60 hours. So after solving this equation, the final answer for v2 that we get is 13.5 kilometers per hour. And that's our answer. Okay, let's solve one last problem now. And this problem is similar to the very first problem that you solved. So the problem says that a train travels the first 15 kilometers at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, the next 75 kilometers at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, and the last 10 kilometers at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. You are supposed to find the average speed of the train for the entire journey. Now this question is pretty easy to solve, especially after you know the method. So take some time and try to get this one correct. So guys, time's up. The correct answer to this question is 40 kilometers per hour. Let's go ahead and see the solution. So once again, before writing any equation, we first of all draw a diagram of the entire train's path. So according to the problem, the train covers first 15 kilometers at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, the second 75 kilometers at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, and the last 10 kilometers at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Now in each section, we have the values for distance and speed, but we don't have the value for time. So let's assume that the time taken to cover the first section is t1 hours, the time taken to cover the second section is t2 hours, and the time taken to cover the third section is t3 hours. Now, what do you think is the average speed for the entire journey? Well, it's nothing but total distance covered divided by total time taken in the entire journey. So the total distance covered comes out to be 15 plus 75 plus 10 or 100 kilometers. And the total time taken comes out to be t1 plus t2 plus t3 hours. So the average speed is essentially 100 divided by t1 plus t2 plus t3. Now we have to independently find the values of t1, t2, t3, substitute them in this equation and calculate our average speed. Easy. So to calculate the values of t1, t2 and t3, let's apply the average speed formula for each section of train's journey. So in the first section, when we write the average speed formula, we ultimately get 30 is equal to 15 divided by t1. Now 30 here is the speed of train in the first section, and 15 here is the distance covered by the train in the first section. The speed is in kilometers per hour and the distance is in kilometers. So from here, the value of t1 comes out to be 1 by 2 hours or 0.5 hours. Now in the second section, the average speed formula ultimately comes out to be 50 kilometers per hour is equal to 75 kilometers divided by t2 hours. Solving this is very easy, and ultimately the value of t2 comes out to be 3 by 2 hours or 1.5 hours. And finally, in the third section, the average speed formula transforms into 20 is equal to 10 divided by t3. The value of t3, guys, comes out to be 1 by 2 hours or 0.5 hours once again. So what do you think is the value of t1 plus t2 plus t3? Well, it's nothing but 0.5 plus 1.5 plus 0.5, which is 2.5 hours. So what do you think is the average speed of the train for the entire journey? So the average speed comes out to be 100 kilometers divided by 2.5 hours or 40 kilometers per hour. And with that, guys, it's a wrap. I hope you had a good time solving these problems related to concepts of speed. In the next video, we'll take up another physical quantity, acceleration, and we'll explore it in a lot more details. Till then, you have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.